kwamba hii ya kulipiwa huenda ikawa ndio ya maana.
Nancy Okware, Channel 1 News.
In other news, a section of members of parliament from the 5 counties locked down under the COVID-19 restrictions now want the president to set up a lifeline fund that will offer stipends for food to at least 4 million Kenyans across the 5 infected counties. Now, led by Kikuyu member of National Assembly Kimani Ichung'wah, the MPs argue the enhanced COVID-19 prevention measures recently announced by the president had disrupted livelihoods, hence the need to offer support, especially to small-scale traders.
As Kenyans in Nairobi, Nakuru, Kiambu, Machakos and Kajiado counties remain contained in what the government has locked as COVID-infected counties, 3 lawmakers from the region now want the president to caution the poor in those counties from the economic effects of those measures. Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah, Dagoretti MP John Kierie and Nakuru Senator Susan Kihika want the president to set up a lifeline fund to provide the vulnerable persons in the lockdown counties with food.
Huu ni wakati wa hatari. Wananchi wana ghadhabu. Wananchi wamekasirika. Huu sio wakati wa kuwachokoza wananchi.
We therefore propose that the part of the IMF fund procured by GOK, Government of Kenya, on account of the pandemic be directed towards supporting businesses from the bottom of the pyramid in order to achieve the twin objective of growing the economy from the bottom up.
The lawmakers want the 14 billion shillings set aside for referendum diverted to the Lifeline Fund to offer at least 3,500 shillings per month to the 4 million families affected by the lockdown. Further, the MPs propose a government-supported waiver of interest on loans for business people in those 5 counties and a moratorium on principal repayment for at least 6 months.
Unapofunga kaunti hizi 5, umefunga Kenya nzima. Kwa kuwa watu ambao wako upande wa kaskazini hawawezi wakafanya biashara ikiwa Nairobi na Kiambu imefungwa. Walio katika eneo za magharibi, ikiwa tumefunga Nakuru, tumefunga upande wa magharibi. Upande wa kusini na upande wa pwani umefungwa pindi tu tunapofunga Nairobi, Kajiado na Machakos. Kwa hivyo hii ni lockdown ya nchi nzima.
They also want the government to roll out a mandatory COVID-19 mass testing and vaccination campaign. To finance the mass vaccination campaign, the MPs want 50 billion shillings diverted from Ministry of Defense and that of Interior to purchase the vaccine. Kevin Washira, Channel 1 News.
Now, still on emerging issues courtesy of COVID-19, AstraZeneca vaccine has been kicked out of a U.S. factory after a mix-up is thought to have contaminated 15 million doses of a coronavirus vaccine produced by Johnson & Johnson. The American decision is a fresh blow to the Anglo-Swedish company after Germany suspended the use of the vaccine for the under-60s last week over concerns of reported blood clots.
The Oxford AstraZeneca jab, which was being produced by a subcontractor at a plant operated by Emergent Biosolutions in Baltimore, has yet to obtain approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, but production of the vaccine had started in anticipation of green light. The plant was also manufacturing Johnson & Johnson's vaccines, where workers at the factory mistakenly mixed the ingredients, and as a result, 15 million doses of the vaccine produced had to be destroyed. Johnson & Johnson will now assume full responsibility for the production of its vaccine at the plant. For Channel 1 News, I'm Jacqueline Masharia.
Now, deserted beaches, empty business stalls, as well as several closed recreation facilities characterized this year's Easter holiday in Mombasa County. The coastal town, which is usually the epicenter and culmination of Easter holiday festivities, was literally a shadow of its former self, with very little activities witnessed on Monday thanks to the latest COVID-19 containment measures by the government. And as Jacky reports, the directive has been met by backlash from the locals.
As is the norm, residents of Mombasa are known to make merry during the festive seasons. The Easter holiday, not exception. However, the pangs and effects of the ongoing COVID-19 measures that puts at least 5 counties, among them Nairobi, under lockdown has forced locals here to adapt to the new normal, at least for now. The famous Mama Ngina waterfront, which is the main recreational center here in Mombasa, has been closed for the public. Empty stalls and a deserted park are some of the scenes that have characterized this Easter period, not only here at the Mama Ngina waterfront, but across recreation facilities in Mombasa County. The situation disorienting merrymakers.
Leo watu wanatolewa nje. Mtoto analia, mtu outing utapeleka wapi? Tukatoa kwa nyumba, tunadanganya kuna sweets ni nini, watu wanafurahi. Leo wanafurahi wapi?
Wangeruhusu watu waingie, mradi mtu akuwe na barakoa na ile keep social distance. Wangenyima watu raia angalau wafurahie.
Kama farasi ndio hizo asibebi. Watu wa ice cream hawauzi, watu wa maji hakuna mwenye anafanya biashara yoyote hapa. Sisi hapa tu ni kuangaliana mpaka jioni.
Tumefungua nyumba tangu corona ianze, na nalala chini na watoto wangu. Nashindwa tutafanya nini? Atuonee huruma. Alikuja katufungulia na tukashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu.
Nakumbuka tumeathirika miaka 3. Kwa sababu mwaka wa kwanza walikuwa wanatengeneza, 2019 walikuwa wanatengeneza tukafukuzwa nje. Mwaka wa pili nao corona ikaingia. Huo ni mwaka wa pili. Mwaka wa tatu tena tuko bado nje. Kwa hivyo kuna wengine wetu hata wamekufa kwa sababu ya stress, kama kina Uyugi walikufa kwa sababu banda zao bomolewa akawa kwa nje. Kwa hivyo mwaka huu watu wanateseka sana.
This is the second year in a row Easter holidays have been celebrated here in low tones owing to the global pandemic. Jacky from Mombasa County.
Still on the same, the cessation of movement order in 5 counties of Nairobi, Nakuru, Machakos, Kajiado and Kiambu counties has directly or indirectly taken a toll on the tourism industry in the coastal region. Many residents of the coastal town of Malindi who depend on the sector to earn a living have been left with no source of livelihood. The Easter holiday, which comes as a windfall to the locals, has suffered a major blow this time round, with many local tourists cancelling their hotel bookings. Let's take a look.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the globe with its devastating impacts. The entertainment and hospitality industries have been drastically affected by the economic downturn caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing many players to close shop, with others left struggling to stay afloat. At the coastal region, where tourism is the main economic activity, the empty beaches and hotels have spelled doom for many residents who depend on the tourism and hospitality industry to earn a living. One such man is Kennedy Simba, an artist who goes by the name K. Simba. Things have been rough. K. Simba used to supplement his earnings by organizing safaris and excursions for tourists. But when the COVID-19 pandemic struck, he was not spared and had to look for an alternative means of survival.
Aswa hali ya corona imetufanya tumeweza kudhibiti maisha, yani kwa njia nyingine ambayo tukutarajia. Mwanzo kukosa kazi, unaona, inabidi kile kipato umekuwa ukipata hapo nyuma ulikuwa umekeka kando, sasa unakifanyia kama daily base, yani ya basic zako za kawaida, chakula ama kuishi.
He says many youths from the region who depend on the tourism sector to earn a living have been left struggling to make ends meet.
Vijana wengine wamejiingiza katika mambo na kupeleka bajaji, transport, unaona, kazi za mitaani, kujenga, ambazo pia ni nadra. So most of guys they are affected sana yani.
Kaingo Supi, a local musician from Fanisi Band, shares a similar plight. He says they used to get a lot of shows before the outbreak of the COVID-19 disease, but now they have been forced to organize free shows just to entertain their fans, albeit with no bread to take home.
Tumeathirika pakubwa sana, manake hakuna show kwa ufupi ambazo zinafanyika. Show nyingi zinazofanyika pengine ni za online kwenye mitandao, na hoteli zimefungwa, na sisi wasanii wa sana tunategemea utalii.
John Mvuko Ndago, chairman Break Yakutsi Beach Operators in Malindi, who owns a beach restaurant, also narrates how business has been bad. He says they were hoping to get a reprieve during the Easter celebrations, but were met with last-minute cancellations, making things worse.
Tulikuwa tunatarajia wageni wengi sana kutoka Nairobi, marafiki zetu wenye walikuwa wametubook, na wengine hata kutoka ng'ambo wenye tulikuwa tunajua atakuja, lakini sasa kwa sababu hili janga la corona imeshindikana.
But amidst the challenges, they remain optimistic of a return to normalcy soon, even as they called on the government to find ways of cushioning them against the negative economic impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Wajua Rastaman usema ni kuna hopes kesho, hata tuwezi kujua kesho kutakuwa. Maybe Uhuru anaweza amka aseme guys bwana rudini kazini.
Kwa sasa tunaishi na hope, tukiomba mambo yabadilike na turudi maisha zetu ya zamani.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Safin Aching Ouma.
Now, in a separate matter, police in Kisumu County are holding a 19-year-old teenager who allegedly chopped off his grandmother's head in Nyalenda estate after a domestic row. And in a bizarre turn of events, the teenager took the head to Kisumu Central Police Station in a bucket and reported the incident. The body of the 70-year-old woman was taken to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital as investigations into the motive behind the murder commenced. Now, Achola Simon has more details.
Police at the Kisumu Central Police Station was shocked this afternoon after the 19-year-old presented himself at the station with a bucket carrying the head of the grandmother.
It's unfortunate that he had the body part of the grandmother. That's the head. So the officers got concerned and he took in the young man, and the scene was visited, and it was indeed confirmed that the young man had murdered the grandmother.
He would then lead a team of police officers to the scene where he claimed to have committed the heinous act before leaving with the unusual luggage without anybody noticing.
Alichukua jukumu kwanza kuzozana na nyanyake kwa nyumba. Ile kuzozana ikawa sasa hasira zikampanda, kaamua kumaliza uhai wa nyanyake.
Tungeomba serikali watu kama hawa hawangeruhusiwa warudi, sababu amefanya kisanga yenye hata si jirani tumeokopa.
Pia tu kama customer yangu, tena amenipenda tu kabisa. Nimeona uchungu kama huyu mtoto anaua nyanya yake, ni uchungu sana.
Once at the scene of the crime, the cruel act came to the fore, drawing the wrath of curious onlookers as they bayed for his blood. The teenager, who was recently released from a children's correctional facility in Kakamega, is being held at the Kisumu Central Police Station as investigations into the motive of the murder begin with the view of arraigning him in court. Achola Simon, reporting for Channel 1 Weekend from Kisumu County.
Now, moving on. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations detectives have arrested a security guard in Mombasa after torturing a man for alleged trespass. Now, the security guard at Ajab factory in Mombasa was arrested after a video of the alleged torture went viral, causing a stir online.
It is this cry for help by a man allegedly punished for trespassing into Ajab Unga factory in Shimanzi, Mombasa County. That triggered reactions among netizens. calling for the intervention by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation.
He is being investigated on the act he committed. After collecting the information he may be having and also tracing the person he appeared to have tortured, then the evidence which will be collected, that same person will be arraigned in court to answer charges related to the act he did. But currently we are doing the investigation. And the way he manhandled that member of public, even if he had committed a crime, is not welcome. He did not act according to the law. There are ways we are supposed to handle suspects when they have been arrested. They have to be handled in a human way, even if you have committed a crime.
In the video, the alleged trespasser is being subjected to untold anguish by being burned using flaming drops of a mosquito net as the security private guard whips him using a plastic rope. The victim, whose hands are tied and the neck secured on an electric pole using a rope, wails in despair as he begs for mercy. From the visibly happy tormentor, all this happened as curious onlookers smiled around, appearing helpless. The DCI have subsequently sung into action and arrested the suspect on Monday after a tip-off from members of the public. Sabir Abdurazak Mohammed, a 33-year-old who works as a security guard at the factory, is set to be arraigned in court on Tuesday to answer to charges of grievous harm, with charges of attempted murder also being considered.
The incident that took place where he was involved. So the type of release will come later, but now we are still handling him and collecting the evidence which is connected with the offenses committed.
Elsewhere, 2 suspected drug traffickers were arrested on Monday afternoon after a lorry they were using to ferry 93 bales of bang was intercepted at Hadado, Wajir County. According to the police, the suspect, Mohamed Olo, was being driven by Ibrahim Burji, who were using a lorry branded with Bamburi cement products to transport the ferry of drug to a known destination. For Channel 1 News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Well, on that note, we'll take a short break. But before we take that break, let's take a look at some of the comments that are coming in on our Facebook page. And I see Boniface Kiala, you say you are watching us from Mwala, while Bonnie the baker says he is watching us from Mlolongo. Joseph Nyakundi says you are tuned. Jobias Mstawi says you are watching us from Isinya. Timothy Muyeko says you're tuned from Kakamega. Well, thank you so much for keeping us company here on Channel 1. Let's take that break. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're here. Note that this is the Nissan Note we are giving away. Wacha kuchelewa. Nissan Note. Now hii Easter, this is the only time tunawapatia hii Nissan Note. As you can see, inakungojea wewe. So question is, will you be the bidder for this Nissan Note? What do you have to do? Very simple. Enda pale M-Pesa, India Paybill, weka paybill number 4032353. Kisha itakuitisha account number. Hapo kwa account number itaanza na the code for the day ambayo ni note, NOTE, followed by your unique number. Baada ya hiyo itakuitisha amount. Amount unaweka shilingi 44 peke yake, yani 40 Kenya shillings. After that, weka pin number yako na tuma. We will notify you as to whether wewe ndio lucky bidder ama uendelee kujaribu zaidi. Na tulikuwa nipelekea kuhua hata nyumbani aone vile ninatesa Nairobi.
Welcome back. Now let's proceed. Residents from Kanyinyone village, Igembe, Meru County have been puzzled by the deaths of one family in the area under unclear circumstances. According to the area's senior chief, Gerard Kithe, the mysterious deaths of the three family members, father, mother and a son, in a span of a week has left many seeking answers, with elders called in to help.
The death of three family members in less than a week in Kanyanyene village, Igembe, in the larger Meru County has been met with shock by residents. The mysterious deaths inviting various theories from villagers, with some claiming it could be related to a curse on the family.
Tuko mazishi hii ndio ya tatu imefuatana mfululizo. Jana leo tuko na mazishi, jana tulikuwa na mazishi, na siku ile ilifuata juzi tulikuwa na mazishi ingine. Na yote watu wanakufa mysteriously, hakuna anajua ni nini inaua. Lakini hao watu wote hakuna yule amefanywa postmortem.
Mimi ni mmoja wa familia hii. Kulingana vile iko hii mambo yamestusha sisi sana, na ya kusema mengi sisi tutasema nini, lakini hiyo vifo vitatu ya wiki moja hivi vimetuweka mawazo mengi.
Isaac Mtia, a pastor and a friend to the family, says it is important for the extended family to involve the church for divine intervention.
Ningesema nikiwa kama mchungaji vile naelewa kuna mambo mawili. Jambo la kwanza, kuna madhabahu labda yaliwekwa kwa familia hii na hayajavunjwa. Labda hiyo yaweza kuwa ni shida, kwa maana sasa covenant kama haijaondolewa inaweza kuwa inafanya kazi katika nyumba.
Locals claim such an occurrence has never been witnessed in the area, and it will be paramount to consult elders to shed light on the mystery.
Wote ni majirani yangu na wanatuita njuzi Jumanne, tukashika mtu jana na leo. Kwa hivyo sisi tunashangaa sana, hii ni kitu gani inaendelea kwa hii nyumba. Tukaona tu tukawaambia hata sisi wasee waketi wawaeleze vile watafanya hii maneno amalize.
Caroline Kamau reporting for Channel 1 News.
And on matters education, the Ministry of Education has called on Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education holders wishing to be considered for admission to diploma teacher training colleges to present their applications. Those interested are being advised by the ministry to apply for either a diploma in primary teacher education or diploma in early childhood development teacher education between the 6th and 20th of April this year. Applicants for a diploma in primary teacher education should have a KCSE main grade of C plane or its equivalent with a C plane in English, Kiswahili, mathematics, and also a C in the humanities subject and sciences subjects. However, for candidates with disabilities, the minimum entry grade is C- and a C- in the cluster subjects stated above. Applicants for the diploma in early childhood teacher education require a C plane mean grade in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination or its equivalent as equated by the Kenya National Examination Council. The duration of both courses shall be 3 years in accordance with the approved curriculum designs. Applicants are advised to secure registration forms for purposes of application from the Ministry of Education's website www.education.go.ke or from County Directors of Education, and are advised to register in only one centre, as double registration will lead to automatic disqualification. A police officer who allegedly shot dead a herder found grazing in a restricted area in Machakos town has been arrested. Meanwhile, a journalist in Nakuru is nursing serious injuries after he was allegedly roughed up by police officers for defying the 8 p.m. curfew.
The shooting overheard by a police officer on the prohibited area led to the setting ablaze of a 30-acre grazing field and a hay store belonging to Machakos veterinary farm by angry locals. The irate residents expressing their displeasure on the officer's act, whom they alleged drove away the cows and demanded 6,000 shillings in order to get the cattle back.
Tutiwa kutoka mgongo, bunduki kakuja kutokea hapa mbele. Huyo ni mtu alikuwa ameenda, ni kama ameenda, yani amejisalimisha. Sasa ni mtu ambaye anakimbia. Sasa tunauliza askari kusema ukweli. Sisi tumekuwa watu anawinda watu.
Elsewhere, 2 suspected robbers have been arrested by police at Haega Market in Kakamega County and property worth thousands of shillings recovered. Area police boss Robert Makau says the 2 were arrested following a tip-off from the locals. According to residents, the duo are among a group of gangsters that has been causing them sleepless nights.
Simekiwa sikiimbiwa mara kwa mara na mtu amekuwa akipunja manyumba za watu na amekuwa akitafuta kwa muda mrefu, lakini kwa usaidizi, kwa bahati mzuri, kwa usaidizi wa members of the public, yeye mchukiwa leo saa 10 amepatikana na vitu mingi ambazo ni sawizi.
Hata mimi juzi nimeibiwa simu zangu 2, simu 7,000 na 4,000. Na hata kijana akanipiga, hata saa hii macho yangu huwezi ona. Lakini saa hivi vile wameshikwa wanaenda kuachiliwa na tena watarudi tena kutusumbua tena.
Still in Kakamega County, police are holding a man in custody after he is alleged to have eloped with another man's wife. According to residents, the husband to the said woman has been having an affair with the suspect who later took off with her.
Hiyo ripoti ya mbwana kunyang'anywa bibi na mwingine na upanga, tungali tunaendelea kuchunguza tujue ni kitu gani iliendelea ndio mbwana na bibi aweze kuchukuliwa na mbwana mwingine.
Tushaongea na mwenye alinikosea, tumesameheana. Nataka mambo ishe, tunarudi nyumbani kama marafiki wa ndugu na tuendelee kwa njia moja, kwa tukiwa na roho moja kwa mwingine.
In the meantime, residents of Goldview Estate in Gatanga Sub-County have protested a move by a landowner in the area to put up high-rise residential units, outrightly contravening their estate development plan. According to the estate dwellers, the estate is zoned for construction of single-dwelling units per plot. Residents reveal that a section of plot owners in the estate have been disregarding the estate rules and regulations to put up commercial buildings. Finally, police in Nakuru are on the spot after they allegedly wrapped up a journalist minutes past the 8 p.m. curfew time on Sunday night. The journalist was accosted by police officers along Mburugishwa Road as he left office. Media Council of Kenya Chief Executive Officer David Omoyo has condemned the incident and called on Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai to take action against the officers.
The police, their work is to protect them. So if you have the police trying to become the judges, they're trying to implement their own law, it's simply a breakdown, and it's a shame to the police that we keep complaining about them all the time.
The harassment that was meted on our friend David Omurunga, it is from people who know him. And to make the matter worse, the OCS was in the car, Bwana Nyaga, and he knows them.
Timothy Kipnosu for Channel 1 News.
Well, that report brings us to a break here on KBC Channel 1. Well, don't go too far. We'll be right back. Up next is sports news.
Kupata sikiza tune hii ya Isaiah 48 kwa simu yako, bonyeza *811 *817#.
Wakati mwingine unaweza kujipata umefinywa pande zote na unaona kama shida yako ni kubwa sana, kama hakuna nguvu ambazo zaweza kuitatua. lakini ni vyema kujua kwamba kuna Mungu mwenye nguvu na ambaye hachoki kamwe. Isaia mlango wa 40 mstari wa 8 inasema, je, wewe hukujua? Hukusikia? Yeye Mungu wa milele, Bwana muumba miisha ya dunia, hazimii wala hachoki, akili zake hazichunguziki.
Ili kupata sikiza tune hii bonyeza star 811 star 817 hash star 811 star 817 hash. On the next episode of Ashoka.
You trust those who are famous for deception. We didn't even ask them the purpose of their visit and the reason behind it. What if he is here to avenge the punishment given to Her Highness Helena?
Anyone on this land who dares to stand against me will meet the same fate.
We can ensure our victory with our very first strike. We will kill the enemy in his own territory.
Your Majesty.
Is everything all right?
Nichukulie kwa mfano ndani ya matatu.
Yaani mtu mzima na miaka zake hizo miaka zote. Mtu ajui kuandika noti. Noti tu peke yake. Kusoma gani itasaidia baada.
Nini nakusaidia na nini?
Nauliza.
Ni bwana. Chitia.
Welcome back. Now in the sports arena, Kenya's 100 meters race favorite Ferdinand Omanyala has today returned to his isolation training after displaying a good performance in the making of Champions Grand Prix competitions held in Nigeria last week. Omanyala, who finished fourth, registered a new Kenya's 100 meters record of 10.01 seconds.
After the president suspended all the sporting activities in the country, all training camps were closed and most of the athletes were forced to leave their respective camps. And among those affected was Kenya's 100 meters record holder Ferdinand Omanyala. Omanyala arrived in the country on Sunday after taking part in the making of Champions Grand Prix competitions held in Nigeria last week, and has today started his isolation training with his coach Duncan Ayemba.
Some guys who were prepared, we were supposed to have a competition last week actually, and then it was washed away by the announcement the president made.
The two guys are training at KU, two are training at Nairobi University, at Kasarani. I also have a few guys, but the pandemic has really dealt us a blow.
Having set a new record of 10.01 seconds from the previous 10.14 seconds set by Mark Otieno in 2017, Omanyala has assured Kenyans that he won't relent and instead will work hard to fight for the first position in the coming competitions.
So it will be human against human, not human against King Kong or something. So expect me at the world stage at the Olympics, and we're expecting very good things and good results from the Olympics.
The isolation camps are helping him prepare for the Tokyo Olympic Games, which were postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic. Omanyala has encouraged his fellow athletes to continue training individually for the Olympics, which will be held from July 23rd to August 8th this year.
They have to keep the dream alive. Like the upcoming sprinters, the upcoming athletes, you need to work hard. I mean, like for you to be to have your dreams come true, you have to work hard.
Daniel Mwendwa, Channel 1 Sports.
Marcus Morris scored 22 points and the Los Angeles Clippers dominated the game, beating the city rivals LA Lakers 104-86. Now the Lakers' slump continued as they continue to miss the services of the All-Star duo LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and they have now lost 6 in the last 9 games. Elsewhere, the Chicago Bulls halted a 6-game losing streak and breathed life into their playoff hopes after a 115-107 victory against the visiting Brooklyn Nets.
Kawhi Leonard bagged 19 points, 10 rebounds and 8 assists to complement Marcus Morris's 22 points, with Paul George adding 16 points as the Los Angeles Clippers beat the LA Lakers 104-86 points. The Lakers trailed the entire game, in which they were without injured All-Star duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, as well as Andre Drummond and Wesley Matthews. They dropped 6 of 9 matches so far.
We got to play with the poise and composure that we played with in Sacramento offensively, and the shots get a little more easy, a little more confident, and continue to defend. We defended well enough to win a game today, I should say, but we just got to improve with our offensive execution.
Long lead, it finds Terrence Mann. Oh, blocked by Kuzma. But then the foul on the rebound, they fouled Batum.
Great job of stopping Terrence Mann.
I think where we're at, we got to, just play the right way on the offensive end. Like I said, defensively we'll be all right. We'll compete. We'll challenge most opponents, but offensively we got to find ways to play together and put points on the board. We can't win games scoring in the 80s and 90s. We got to, figure out ways to, incorporate everyone and everyone get the ball, touch it, and, have opportunities to score.
Montrezl Harrell led the Lakers with 19 points against his old team. Talen Horton-Tucker added 16 points, while Mark Gasol was the only starter in double figures with 11 points.
The race for top 4 places in the English Premier League continues tonight, with Everton hosting Crystal Palace at Goodison Park, while West Ham United will be away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Meanwhile, Manchester United maintained their second spot on the log after Mason Greenwood completed a 2-win comeback against Brighton and Hove Albion. Now elsewhere, Fulham boss Scott Parker has accused his players of not being good enough as their relegation fears intensified after defeat at Aston Villa.
David added a second for Villa before England forward Ollie Watkins added a third for fourth spot when they take on Wolves at Molineux Stadium. Angelo Obona and Adria Molenko remain.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. Our sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. My name is Jacky Wambiru. Up next is Yusufara with the weather updates. Have a good night.
The counties of Kericho and Eldoret tonight are the coldest, with temperatures over there dropping to 13 degrees Celsius. Rainfall is expected in most parts of the country, with strong southeasterly winds of up to 25 knots blowing over the county of Turkana. Now, farmers are advised to take advantage of the current rain that is being experienced in most parts of the country, and it's expected to continue in the days to come. Tomorrow morning, Nairobi and Meru wake up to rains accompanied by sunny intervals with partly cloudy conditions. Areas of the coastal region, showers accompanied by sunny intervals. Garissa, sunny intervals. Chances of rain in the morning accompanied by sunny intervals in areas of Mandera. In the afternoon, showers accompanied by thunderstorms in areas of Kisumu, Kitale, Kericho, Kakamega and Eldoret. Remember to keep warm in those regions. Showers accompanied by sunny intervals intervals in the coastal region with the exception of Mombasa. Sunny intervals accompanied by partly cloudy conditions and rains in the northeastern region, areas of Lodwar, the Lake Turkana Basin, all the way to areas bordering Kenya and South Sudan are expected to have showers accompanied by thunderstorms. As far as the temperatures are concerned, highs of 37, lows of 25 in Mandera. Garissa highs of 36, lows of 24, and Nairobi highs of 26 and lows of 15. On that note, I complete the local weather focus. The international weather focus is coming up in a bit. Until I see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Remember, no matter where you go, no matter the weather, whether it's cloudy, rainy or sunny, bring your own sunshine. Good night.
On the next episode of Ashoka. You trust those who are infamous for deception. We didn't even ask them the purpose of their visit and the reason behind it. What if he is here to avenge the punishment given to Her Highness Helena?
Anyone on this land who dares to stand against me will meet the same fate.
We can ensure our victory with our very first strike. We will kill the enemy in his own territory.
Your Majesty.
Is everything all right? Next on.
Life has finally given us a second chance to be with each other.
She loves me as much as I love her. And I'm really happy.
I am the happiest woman to ever walk the planet.
You don't have to say anything.
Amaya and I really love each other, and we're going to fight for our love.
No, you and the daughter of that woman don't love each other.
It can't be.
It is very possible that my sister's immorality and shamelessness caused Lucio's trauma.
Sometimes you want to view off the mountains, but you don't want to get loose the convenience of other outdoor activities. If this is it, then Nyandarua could be an answer. River and mountain views usher you to this magical destination. And in case you want to feel closer to nature, a horse ride would be convenient to uncover the beauty tucked in Yalanasi. This too acts as a good stopover for those traveling the region with an aim of sampling tourism products in the larger central Kenya. Key features include a lake, a tree house, and camping area.
There is a cool and serene environment where families, corporates and friends